But I don't want no tea. It gives me a headache.
Oh, what shall we have then?
Coffee.
Hey everyone, alright, I'm back. I now have my torpedoes painted, the sub painted. Just a real quick thing, I tried using these and I don't know what I did wrong. I used the thinner he gave me, he mixed it in this, some of the thinner he put in this old Tamiya bottle. When I went to put the paint in the jar, and it was fine, and then I put a little bit of thinner in there and started pouring it in my airbrush. It started clotting up like blood. It clogged my airbrush right up. So I'm like, oh my god, there's something wrong with this, or I did something wrong, I'm not sure. So I ended up cleaning my airbrush out. Thought, well, I'll try these paints, you know, with denatured alcohol. They're water based, and that worked. I mean, it didn't clot up, but my airbrush was like, I hit it, it would spray out and then stop. I had to pull it back, spray out, stop. It was like, I kept doing that and doing that. I kept playing. I finally said, give it up. So I went back to the old Model Master paints. I can spray Vallejo's, no problem. I don't know what I did wrong with these life color paints. I don't know what I did wrong or what happened. I don't know. So I painted gunship gray on this, and I painted the engine gray on the torpedoes. So they turned out very nice. I don't know if you can see it or not. Hold on, let me get a little more light in here. There we go. And so they turned out beautiful. Just beautiful. Subtle shading, which is what I wanted. So that turned out really pretty. I don't know if you can see it on this camera or not. I'm hoping you can, but there is subtle shading here on the rivet stuff. I don't think the camera's going to pick it up, but you can see, at least I can, a little bit of lightness on these panels here, but the darker on the rivets. The weld seams, I tried to put a thin coat on, but I didn't want to go too thin. So there we go. So now my next step, I'm getting ready to spray it with Tamiya Clear. So I'm going to use some Tamiya Clear because it's acrylic and I feel like doing that, then it'll help with the next step. Once I get the clear gloss Tamiya on there, then I'll let that dry for a day, and then I will start putting on the rust from the Flurry models. I think I'm going to do black first and all that areas, and put that on, then wipe it off. You know, you can use Q-tips or a cloth rag or whatever you want, just a little bit of moisture from your tongue, actually. This stuff is organic to a degree. It doesn't poison you. So you just shake it up, you know, and put it on with a brush liberally, whatever you want, and let it dry in about 15 minutes, wipe it off. Or you let it sit for 2 days and wipe it off. I did a review on these. It's really cool stuff. So I'll probably do black on the rivets. I also have dark dirt. So I may do dark dirt instead of black, because I already put black under here, but we'll see. I haven't decided yet. But once the Tamiya Clear dries, it'll be nice and glossy. That way this stuff comes off real easy. If you leave it flat, like it is right now, you can do that, but you'll have a very hard time getting off the surfaces you don't want to get. And I just want it in the cracks, in the weld seams better, and then make this part, you know, a little, it'll be nice and smooth and all that stuff, so it'll come off. Then after I get that done, then I'll put a flat coat on. So I'll be back after I put the clear coat on, and let's just see how that looks, and we'll go from there. All right, thanks. Well, there she be, all nice and glossy. I mean, as glossy as you get a flat paint job done. I mean, you know, you could spray flat and then all of a sudden put a gloss coat on. It never gets pure glossy. But that's Tamiya Clear. See if I can get you a better picture. Anyway, there we go. Nice and glossy, just like it should be before I put the washers on. So, as you can see, I'm holding by the screws, so I can't do a whole lot. But, like I said, I wanted to show you all nice and glossy. And the whole thing's coated. I also did the torpedoes. You can see they're all glossy now. So, there we go. And now I should be able to... It's funny when you're airbrushing and you see little tiny hairs here and there. I have to brush them off or get them off. But, little tiny things. But I'll let this dry for a day. And I love using Tamiya paints. I don't know if any of you like using Tamiya paints, but they're really nice. They spray very well. Just make sure I use a Tamiya thinner. I use denatured alcohol to clean my airbrush, but I use a thinner to thin the paint. Definitely use that when you do that. Like I said, I've sprayed Tamiya for years. I really like it. I've mainly sprayed Model Master paints, but enamels. But this is the next best thing, I think, Tamiya paints. Except that my problem is I don't have a big enough selection. You got to mix paints, and I can't do that a lot of times because of me seeing colors a little different than normal. So oh well. But anyway, give it a try. Then if you ever do this or do something like that, always spray your model gloss, and then try these flurry models. Whatever, they had multiple things. They have black, different kinds of rust, dark dirt. They have a light dirt. They have different varieties. So you'll be fine. All right. Well, I'll be back when I start doing the washes, and whether I'll show you how I do it or whether I think I showed it on my U-boat video. But if I do, I'll do it. And if not, I'll just dry for a day, and then I may show you or may not. I'll try to. I really will, because I enjoy showing you guys some stuff that I do. And with the gloss coat on here now, you can see, well, at least I can. I know you probably can't see the different shades better now, from the lighter here, because I hit it with paint more there, and I tried to keep less paint here on the weld seams and stuff. So I can see differences now with the gloss than I could with the flat. So it's kind of neat. It's really neat. So, all right, well, I'll come back when I get ready to do the washes and stuff. Bye. Hello, everyone. Hey, all right. Keep you updated. I forget if I told you, this is all gloss coated. And I put on some Flurry Model Black. Now, in the instructions that he tells you on his, if you go to his website, he tells you to coat the whole model. This one I decided to just do the panel lines and all the dark areas. As you can see on this side, I've already taken some off. This side, you can see what it looks like after, or before, when you put it on. This is what it looks like. Ew, yuck, crap, yuck. But then afterwards, it looks like this. And you can see it gets in all the recesses and everything else. Now you can see tons of little stuff in the paper towel. I'll get that off with a brush, and I'll be careful, get all that off. One thing about this is that I found out when he shows you on the website about, wipe it off with a paper towel, just lick it and do that. Problem is that on rivets, it doesn't like rivets, and when you do rivets, it starts flaking your paper towel off. You also have the opportunity, if you're in a tight space, to use a Q-tip. Just lick it, do it. Now let me show you real quick. Basically, take your towel, lick it, and start wiping. Doesn't take much. You don't need a whole lot. A little bit. Do it. He says to do it in circles, but sometimes it's just so hard to do. And as you can see, there it comes off, but it leaves it in the cracks and crevices. Isn't that cool? Now, what I'll do is I'll do over here. Let's see, let's do this area here. Lick it. See how it gets the stuff off? Now, this is a polymer clay. It does not poison you. It is not toxic. It's very, very user-friendly for your tongue. You lick it a little bit more. If you need, you don't want too much water on your paper towel. And just keep going like this. And you can see, those little rivets are catching all that stuff there. I'll get that out there. But as you can see, I've taken off the main streaks, and it leaves it on those little tiny screw holes. In here, it leaves it just enough for you to just leave it in the panel lines and, do that. Now, if you're in a tight area, take a Q-tip, lick it, get in here, lick it again. See on these little areas right here? There you go. So you get out. Lick it again. That way, you get all the little details still in there, where it's hard to reach with a paper towel. Here's the paper towel. Lick it again. Get it out. Do it again. And like I said, it's hard to do on the camera, but I don't have as much control. But you can see all these little flaky things that piss me off, but I'll get them off. I'll use a stiff brush or something like, let's see, let me see if we can find something like this. Get it in there. I might use a stiffer brush, but I'll get all that out. It just, these rivets drive me up the wall, and I don't know why they have such a hard time coming off. Probably because they're so tiny and so sharp. But if you use a real stiff brush, let me see if I can find one really quick around here. You can work all that fuzzy stuff out. There we go. And you don't want to get that, leave that stuff on there. I would take, what I'll probably end up doing is using this in my air compressor and get all that fuzzy stuff off before I put a dull coat on this whole thing. But basically, that's what I just wanted to show you. Flurry model washes. I showed them on my U-boat videos. This is black. He recommended sometimes a dark dirt is good for like airplanes. You don't want to use black on light color airplanes, stuff like that. This sub, because it was gray, I figured black would go really good with it. I've still got more work to do. I'm going to do some pastel weathering and some rusting and stuff like that. But I just wanted to show you real quick how to do the Flurry model washes. I'll get this all done and I'll come back and show you when it's finished. Alright, bye. Hey everyone. Alright, I've been really busy today. It's Sunday. Watching my Redskins play against the San Diego Chargers. While I'm working on this. Woohoo! Alright, I've got all the Flurry model washes off, and I have dry brushed a bunch of gray. I took the original color, I added a little white, and I lightly dry brushed it all over. You can also see I've got the decals on up here and up here, and I don't know if the camera's picking all the shading effects. I've also did the wood up here. I used Vallejo natural wood, and then they have where is it? And then after you do that, I used the Vallejo wooden. Oh come on, focus in. Let's see if that focuses in for you. Vallejo wood grain transparent, and what that does is when you put the wood down, and then you put the this down like that. Focus. It gives it that wood grain effect. Now, it's a two-man sub. One guy in here, one guy who's sitting on the back. Whatever. There's two different things I could do. A reason I did with the wood. I mean, you could think about it as like on a sub, where you put the creosote all over, it'd be black. But I just wanted a little extra color on this thing, and this thing was pretty new. So because they've only found one of these. So hey, I'm not dirtying it up a whole lot. Just a little bit here. Now I still will go through after I spray. I'm going to spray a flat coat on this thing, and I will then use chalks and pastels or whatever and dirty it up some more and that stuff. I also have the, let's see if you can see this or not, the props done for the counter-rotating propellers for the torpedoes, primed and ready to rock and roll. I'm deciding, and here's the prop for the back. You can see that. And that's all primed and ready to go. I think I'm going to spray them. They say gold. I've got this Model Air, Vallejo Model Air gold. I may do it that. I've also got brass and stuff. I haven't decided yet. Because, the torpedoes, really, I'm not. You can see what I've done here with this one. I've got all the stuff off the Flurry model wash off. You see I got in all the lines and everything. Really did a nice job. So I've cleaned that all up pretty much. Torpedoes I'm not really dirtying up because they would have had them. They never really used them because obviously they found this thing. So it was never really used. So I want to leave the torpedoes kind of new. They would have been loaded them on. They would have been on the sub, and then it would have been launched. Or they launched the sub and then they put the torpedoes on. I forget how they do it. I watched the video and they showed it like they launched it off, and then they had the torpedoes sitting on. They back the sub up, and the torpedoes go on, lock on, and then they shoot the sub out. So anyway, yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave these the way they are. I'll spray them. They're going to be spray painted flat. And then, man, I knocked these two over, and one of the little fins here broke off. I had to look all over the carpet for it. That drove me nuts. Hard to find a little black thing. Oh my God. Little tiny photo etched black piece. But I found it, thank God. But other than that, everything's fine. So I will be getting around to finishing it off. Next step, like I said, is going to be spray painting or airbrushing this a flat. Then using some chalks. Do the torpedoes. I'll do those separate, glue them together, and go from there. So hopefully the next time you see me, this thing will be finished. Like I said, I'm really liking it. Oh, don't fall over, you little turkey. See, I'm afraid to put this down too tight because I don't want it scratching the plastic down there, because I'm using those little stand things that I have, little brass stands, and so I don't want to scar it up too much. It's lightly in here all the time. But it's neat. I really like it. Decals went on fine. Setting solutions, I used, where are they? I used Micro Set and Micro Saw, and they worked beautifully. Really, you didn't need Micro Saw because really it was an irregular surfaces, but I use it anyway just to get in every little crack so you don't get that, air behind it and it soaks in and really gets in there well. Alright, well anyway, I'm happy with this thing so far. The little glass dome, which is over here. Oh wait, hold on. Here. I don't know if you can see it. It's right there. I'm not touching it because I put a little of, right where you cut it off, and I had to cut it a little farther away, take a knife and peel out the dome, right where the injection, where it adheres to the plastic. I put a little of Future Wax, and that will make that little mark disappear. The rest is fine. The dome is crystal clear. It's really beautiful. So, all right. Well, hopefully when I come back, I will have this finished, and I got a contest coming up this next Saturday on the 9th. So I'm really trying to get this done. I got a wood board out back. I just took a cut of wood board, 16 inches long, it's 8 by 16. So more than enough to fit this on. And so hopefully I'll have it done for this weekend. I really want it done. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll be back hopefully real soon, in a second or so for you, with this thing finished. Hello everyone. Hey, I'm back. Alright, got her all dull coated. Worked out really well. I used Tester's dull coat. Now this is a brand new bottle, but I have another flat clear. Remember, if you want excuse me, if you want a deader flat, I mean, if you use it just out of the bottle like this, you shake it up, and see that sediment on the bottom, that's talcum powder or baby powder, whatever you call it. If you don't shake it up, and you take the top third quarter off, and then you shake it up, it will be very, very dull. If you don't, it kind of has a sheen to it, but if you want it really dull, do that. Take off the first amount, then shake it, then mix it with thinner, and then spray it, airbrush it. It'll work out a whole lot better. So I got her all dulled out. I actually yesterday I sprayed some Tamiya gloss clear here on the decals here and in the back to make sure it was coated with gloss so it would kind of match. And then I did the today I did the flat all over. It turned out really nice, except I had tiny hairs. Now it's kind of a little kind of a little breezy out today, blustery I was going to say, but not too bad. And I think it's because it's autumn. Dust and stuff is flying all over the place, and I got little tiny white hairs up here and some down here. So the way to take care of that, take some blue tack you get at Walmart for $1. Take a pair of tweezers, and if you see them with your binoculars on, just do that very lightly. You'll get them off. Sometimes they stick a little bit, but if you do that and you find those little white hairs or whatever, you can get them off with this. It usually works pretty good. Take your time and everything else. Also too, you can see it's mounted right now. Now I just mounted it so I could work on it. I'm going to start doing the pastels and everything like that, but I think I might mount the torpedoes before then, because if I don't and I do something, I don't know, I'm scared. I don't want to play with it. But you can see I put the electrical couplings on here. They are called, if you want to get thing. And I put a little green felt between the model and the top of that thing. You can get them at Lowe's or Depot. They're just couplings for threaded pipe for your electrical outlets. That's all they are. Real cheap, couple bucks. Other than that, you can, I don't know if you can see or not, but you can see that, you know, she's got multiple colors. The shading effects and stuff like that, real minimal. But that, I don't want a whole lot. So now I want to go in with pastels, hit some lines. I gotta look at some pictures first and do that. I also have the torpedoes all flattened out. You can see how flat they are. So they look pretty nice. And I've got the heads all done. So they're all done. A little bit of brass on top, all blacked out. So you can see that. And I have the, move this aside real quick. Oops. These all painted up. Nice and brass color. And they look pretty cool. They've been drying. I did them yesterday, so they've been drying. They should be good to go. I used Model Master brass. And worked out really good. Other than that, I guess just want to keep you updated. I guess I'll come back when I get the pastels on and see what it looks like. That'll be the last thing I do, because once I put the pastels on, I'm not dull coating it again. You can, but it depends on the pastel. Sometimes they'll disappear. Poof, they're gone. And I'm eventually going to put this under plexiglass, so I don't have to worry about dusting and all that stuff. Alright, I'll be back. Hey everyone, alright, it's done. I'm happy. I did a little more weathering than I thought I would do. I wanted to do it so that it looks like the sub was in the factory, just sitting there. They abandoned the factory, and then the British found it. But I put the torpedoes on like if it had been loaded with a torpedo brand new, you know, whatever. I just wanted to give it that illusion. I didn't want to dirty the torpedo up too much. I did. I used some green gouache, forest green for the brass parts on the propeller and that, and the front. I used gouache with Future Floor Wax and water mixed together, and you put it on and it goes to the cracks and recesses. It turned out great. I ended up using Flory Model pigments, weathering pigments. I didn't use black. What did I use? I used dark dirt. I used mud brown. And I used rust. And also I used, for the whitish parts that look like it's, you know, I used MIG Powder's light dust. Now, the cool part about it is I didn't clear coat it afterwards. I just didn't want to erase anything, because sometimes this stuff will disappear. But usually with MIG powders and Flurry, you don't have that problem. But I didn't want to risk it, so I didn't do that. Now, here we go. So we can get you a close-up. You can see, like, it's been sitting there, rained on, just mud, whatever fell on it. You know, just like an old dusty factory had just, you know, gotten it all dirty, like it had sat for a long time. Now, when I did the rust, it was so bright. But I watched this video, I think it was Ichiban Painting. He does a light, then you do darker and darker, and that's what I did. I ended up, for the rust parts, like up here, I did the original rust, and boy, it was bright. I'm like, ah! So then I put a little bit of the dark dirt on, and then I put some of the mud on top of that, and it worked really well. It really dulled it down. But I am very happy with this. It looks like it's been through, just weathered, dirty, just sitting there. Maybe a little rust here and there. I am just so happy with this. It's what I wanted it to happen. Just so really, I don't know. I don't tell you. I'm really happy with it. I don't know if you can see or not. I'm going to take some pictures of it. I did take some pictures. I'll put some pictures on the end of this video to show you with my camera. So there you go. I'm very happy. I get to enter it in a contest up in North Carolina this weekend. It's the Fayetteville contest. I'm really looking forward to going, and I'm really happy I finished this. I'm taking this and my U-Boat 7C, which I showed you the video for, and I'm doing my caisson, my Napoleon cannon and caisson from the Civil War. It's an all-metal model done by what was it, Guns of History. I got it through like Model Expo, I think they make them. Piece of junk kit, but it takes a lot to clean up that metal. Everything's metal except for a couple of wood things, but it was tough. But I'm taking that with me too. I did it as a museum piece so that it wasn't all super dirty, just lightly washed. All right, well, that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope I helped you if you ever wanted to do one of these. Like I said, keep modeling. This is fun. I mean, yeah, I pressured myself at the end here, but you know what? Overall, I'm very happy with the way it turned out. I think I'm just happy. I'll probably put it in plexiglass so it won't get dusty in the future. Hopefully soon. But all right, well, anyway, enough of me yammering on. This is gonna be a long video, so thank you very much for watching. I don't know what my next thing I'll be doing to show you. Hopefully soon I'll be finishing a few other things up. I need to finish that Isherman up, I really do. But all right, thanks for watching again, and be good. Keep modeling. We need to keep modeling. It's a fun hobby, and we need to get the younger crowd in there too. I think they'll really enjoy it. Building is very satisfactory. Makes you feel like you complete something, like playing video games or something. Pfft, big deal. You don't complete anything besides, ooh, you got some points. This, you actually have something for, you know, as long as you want it to be. And it's great. This is a fantastic hobby. Whether you paint figures, build models like this, whether it's tanks, airplanes, subs, it's just a great hobby. All right, I'll see you all later on my next video.